Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for another fan cam, and we are doing another fan cam for the Man City game, where Arsenal have lost 2-1 on the day, and we've got Anthony, Arsenal fan. How are you, my friend? And Happy New
Not
Year,
too,
by the way.
not too bad, Stephen. Happy New Year.
Yeah, hopefully it would be a lot better start to the year than this, but well,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll get into it. Start with the lineup. What did you make of it? Was it sort of what you were expecting, despite having like the assistant in charge for this game?
Yeah, it was. I mean, obviously, because Arteta, he got struck down with COVID. We knew he wasn't going to be there for the game. So, obviously, he was going to be his number two in charge. The lineup for me wasn't that bad. In all fairness, when I looked at the lineup, I most probably would have played Smith Rowe from the start instead of Odegaard. But, I mean,
Mm.
you in all fairness, the way Arsenal played in the first half, you couldn't fault them. I mean, it seemed it
Mm.
was all Arsenal in the first half. Obviously, going 1-0 in,
I
that
think
goal
they
from
just
Saka.
registered one shot on target. I think Man City,
Yeah,
and the others were the goals.
yeah. And to be
So
honest with you, I do think my view of it as well is I mean, this is my own opinion, mine. I don't think that Man City. I don't really think that was a penalty. I got to be honest with you. I didn't think it. I know he had all of the sure, but when when Saka when he came in, he had his leg up high, just above the player's knee, and for him to go down like that he went down too easy. If he tackled and the foot was
it's
lower, which
clever
would have
play
took,
by Bernardo Silva, though, isn't it? It's cleverly done.
yeah, it
Um,
was cleverly done, yeah. And I mean, I don't think it was. I mean, you can actually, when you look at that, you can actually go back and look at the tackle on Odegaard. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
So, and it was minimal, but there was still contact there. It was
mm,
minimal, but there was still contact. And that referee, I think he didn't have a good game. If
no.
he should have given Odegaard well, he should have given us a penalty basically
Mm.
in that
Yeah, I
one.
mean,
So
some people saying that that Edison did catch the ball. If it was me, it would have been very slight because I didn't see it. So,
no,
like,
because
maybe I need to go to
Odegaard,
Specsavers.
yeah, because Odegaard touched the ball. The ball went away. He
Mm.
done it. The keeper didn't touch the ball, and
Yeah,
he
that's what
went.
I thought.
Yeah, and when you look on the replay and you look at it slowly, the keeper he did not touch that ball at all.
Did not touch it. You didn't.
No,
No, that's what I
and
thought.
it was minimum touch, but at the end of the day, it was still a touch, and Odegaard went down. So,
Yeah,
in all fairness,
and
that should
in
have
the
been a
laws of the
penalty
game,
as well.
in the laws of the game, there's a pen. But
Yeah,
I mean, Arsenal took the lead and they still kept the pressure on until half time. And
yeah,
then come out the second half, weirdly, we start backing off,
yeah,
which
we did.
is a very, very often tactic with Mikel Arteta after we score goals. So, do you feel it's probably Arteta on the halftime team talk on the SkyPad, like on the iPad, like telling them to
Yeah,
back off and like try and consolidate what they've got?
yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. If let's put in perspective. If you was the Arsenal manager, you was off with COVID. Obviously, your number two is in charge. You
Hmm.
would not ring up and you would not do anything. You would say, right, this is your game. You're in charge. You pick the team. You organise the players. You tell them what ball they're going
This
to be
ain't
doing.
Arteta though.
Exactly.
That's he's too stubborn like that. He's too self-centered.
Yeah. Because I got to be honest with you. In all fairness, I didn't think the number two. I didn't think he did a bad job. In all fairness, Stephen.
I think
I
he got us playing better than Arteta got us playing in 2 years, mate.
yeah,
Mate, give
yeah.
him the bloody job.
I'll give him the bloody job as well. Yeah, I would give him the job. And I mean, obviously they were up there. He was shouting out
So we're what
instructions.
should we saying this for the title of this video then? Albert in, Arteta out.
Oh, yeah. But at the minute, I've seen his initials on his shirt is AFS, isn't it? Arsenal's fucking shit. But I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest with you, nah, we're not. We're still fourth, and that's what counts. We just got to win our game in hand against Wolves. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, the problem is now, but the problem is we've got other teams behind us with more games in hand, and that's dropped ground, and Spurs have won. Man
Exactly.
United are
Yeah.
probably going to win, and if they win their games in hand as well, that puts us daylights behind. So
Well, that puts us on the same. I think that puts us on the same points. If they win their games in hand, Man United.
I haven't seen it. I mean, look at the
Yeah, I
table.
think it because they drew against Newcastle, didn't they? I reckon that was the shocker.
Yeah, so we're on 18, they're on 20, we're on 35. So if Man United win their next two games, so that's 34, that's 37. So that puts them 2 points in front.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't. I thought.
Tottenham with 33, so they would be 39. So they
Yeah.
would be 4 points in front. So we'd have to go to Spurs and win
Yeah.
at minimum, and
We
even
got.
then we'll still be a point behind.
We got to. Yeah. Yeah. We definitely got to. But I mean, it's like what I said. We got to win our game in hand. We got a few games coming up. I think we could do something. You know, we'll win a couple. I always say with Arteta. I mean, out of 5 games, I always say if you win 3 out of your 5 games, you know you're not in a bad form of run. Like, do you know what I mean? But in all fairness, Arteta has been doing that. You can't obviously apart from today's result, but you know, I mean, obviously, as you know, Stephen, I'm not an Arteta fan, but at the minute, you can't argue where he's at the minute, can you? Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I just feel the way I sit with it at the minute. People might think I've got an agenda. I couldn't give it stuff. It's my opinion. Take it or leave it. But my opinion is that why am I going to sit here waste my energy on a guy who, let's be honest, when we get to any sort of stage of challenging for a title, he's going to have to compete with Pep, Klopp, Conte, and Tuchel, and he's not going to have to just beat them with better talent. He's going to
Yeah,
have to outsmart these players because they're going to have the same level of squads, right? And he can't do that. He
no,
can't do that against. He won't be able to do that against Tuchel. He won't be able to do that against Pep. He won't do it against
yeah,
Klopp or Conte. So that's where I'm like, well, if he can't do that against them lot, why are we wasting our energy with a manager who can't do it? And why we can't get a manager who can take it to the big time, and also then can also frame this club into the image he wants, and he can
yeah.
do it at a lot quicker rate.
Well, yeah, yeah, there is that what you're saying, but what's interesting now, Stephen, is that it's January now, and the transfer window is open. So, I mean,
What does he do? Yeah.
Aubameyang's left Arsenal now. He's gone to the African Cup of Nations, so he's gone now, and he's going to be gone for at least a good month or so, 4 6 weeks, depending obviously how the team gets on in that competition. I mean, Lacazette is not doing hardly anything at the minute, is he? I mean,
Nah, he's on his way out.
he's on his way out, so he's coming up on I think his contract runs out at the beginning of next season. So obviously they want to either offer him a contract or they're going to use him as bait and say, "Look, you can go and whatever."
Just
But you know, there's so many talks of. I mean, there's talk of
yeah,
Coutinho coming in.
there's always talks with Arsenal. I just want to bring it back to the game as such because it sort of relies onto the midfielding situation. Granit
Mm,
Xhaka, like the why are we putting up? And people like I don't get like why people might moan at Gini Ronaldo for 6 months, like when you've got Granit Xhaka in your team. Like
yeah,
this guy, I could do a better job because I know, for example, you don't pull someone's shirt to get even if it wasn't a pen, you don't give him the fucking excuse, right? Because knowing the refs know Granit Xhaka very very well, right? So if they see him do anything like that, they're more likely going to give it to the opposition player
mm,
because it's Granit Xhaka. Like,
yeah,
so why don't he just keep his hands to himself when it's in that situation and think, no, he's got to be a brainless idiot.
mm. I think with
Right. And then
with
Gabriel, what's he doing digging up the penalty spot? I haven't got a clue. If he wants to start digging, go join Time Team. Like, and then next minute I'm gonna body like Jesus like it's WWE.
Yeah,
Like, just to add insult to injury, knowing you're either gonna have to body him and get yourself sent off, or be spun by him.
yeah, yeah. That's the reason. I
That's
think
where,
with
for me, I don't really have a too much of a problem with this, because in the end, though Man City were poor and we were better as a team, we lost our heads,
yeah,
and
we did,
that's
we
the
did.
reason we lost. In
Yeah,
the end, that's the reason we lost. We lost our heads over it. Simple.
yeah. I mean, I had a cousin. He was there watching the game. He
Mm.
messaged me after the game, and he said exactly what you just said. He said about with Gabriel, and he said, and then obviously he said with Shaka. But I think with Shaka, I think even though if he didn't grab that shirt, I think he had that situation under control a bit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he didn't need to pull the shirt, but I mean, for me, I think he just went down too easily in the box. I mean, when you go into the box and Shaka's the only one there making the tackle, it makes you think, seriously, that should have been a
Mm.
centre back's position. That they should in that box. You've got to have your defenders. The defender wasn't even in the box. It was Shaka that went for it. But I mean, obviously you can blame him. But in all fairness, I if I had to rate Shaka today, I most probably would have rated him. I don't know. I could rate him anywhere between a 5 or maybe a 60, but on
Oh,
today's
really?
game, yeah, I could, because I thought he went. He was the only one that went in for a tackle. You know, for
Yeah,
that
but
in
the
that
amount of
in the
times he was
box.
diving in, I mean, Sterling, if he'd caught Sterling, it would have been a yellow. The guy who was diving in so much, if he caught any one of those, any two of those players, it's an off.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but
that's the problem. He just keeps doing it every time. Every time in a game, he's got to have those moments where he just dives in, right? And he doesn't realise, if you catch one of those players and you catch it and you do it twice, that's two
mm,
bookable offences, mate.
well, yeah, I know, yeah. But obviously, you always say if you've got if you've already been booked and there's like over 30 minutes or just over 30 minutes left of the game, you've got to stay on your own 2 feet. You've got to. You can't put in any stupid clumsy tackles or making stupid gestures or anything like that. So, obviously it didn't pan off for us today. So, and Gabriel with what he done to the towards the penalty spot, that was a bit that was a bit stupid, because I actually streamed the game today, because I obviously I ain't got BT Sport, and I looked, I thought, what the bloody hell are you doing? You see what I mean?
Mm.
But I just think they lost their heads, they lost their cool um towards the end of the game, and
Yeah,
obviously that was the result why Man City scored their second goal. So, but I mean, obviously I'm disappointed. I'm not overly bitterly disappointed. You know what I mean? Because it is Man City at the end of the day. So, but I mean, this game was much better. You could see the signs of improvement in this game compared to the first game when we played against them, when we lost 5-0. That was a
mm.
bloody shocker. But
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely wasn't, mate. So,
mm,
yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, where can they find you, buddy?
right, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me on Dugout Daily. You can also find me on SFeatleyTV on this channel as well. Give a good donation, because it goes to a good cause at the end of the day. And also, you can find me on Football United TV as well.
Wicked. Make sure you go and do that right now. And yeah, we're back with another fan cam, but make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Until then, take
Like,
care.